Welcome back, gang, to week 26, I think, although it's actually calendar week 28. It is hot. God, I feel like I'm in Wimbledon. Stinks. I have been absent. I was doing incredibly well. We made up to week 22 videos, out mostly on time. They'd started slipping, but we are now on Tuesday of the first week of July. Tuesday, the second week of July? Yeah, it must be the second week of July. And it's been hard, but we're back. Nothing drastic happened, nothing catastrophic, nothing catastrophic. Nothing catastrophic has happened, which is good. I just hit absolute rock bottom, to be completely honest with you, in terms of headspace and capacity. But overall, we're moving forward slowly and we are making progress. It's just slow and hard and all the other things it's always been. But I'm back. I've been to Groundswell, got a lot of energy from there and some cynicism from my side. But overall, it's got me thinking again about what we can be doing. And so I'm back again and I'm determined to try and get back at these and keep on top of them again. So if you're new here, and you probably are because I haven't been around for a very long time, or for a refresh, I am trying to reseed the infrastructure of food production across the UK and hopefully one day the world, with the purpose of decentralising our food supply network. Now, to do that, I'm running 3 different projects at the moment. One is a farm here in Essex where we are running a poultry and cattle farm. It's just a proof of concept to try and understand how consumer flows work. In time, I will be more critical and cynical on what kind of food I want to be producing and whether they're the best to do it. But they are what I know for the moment, and that's where I'm starting. And then the second thing we are doing is social media and trying to build a community, which is what I'm doing here, very poorly most of the time. But that being said, despite that, we have managed to build quite a substantial little community carved out across TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram, and also now in Discord as well, where the depth is definitely coming through. And then finally, I'm building software to try and tackle that problem, predominantly a platform called Yosis, which is intent is to be able to build marketplaces and shops and allow us to stabilize and remove replication across the food network, being able to connect producers with consumers, with suppliers, with retail, which is now launched and live. And if you are a small farmer and interested in learning about how you can easily make a shop at this point completely for free, because I'm trying to trial it and learn more about it, please do get in touch, join the Discord, or just drop me an email or message. So we'll get more into what we've been up to there. But to begin with, we'll go through each of those as we will start the farm, which has been reasonably good. One of my successes thus far is we are finally mob grazing the cattle, and reasonably successfully. We've got cattle across 3 different fields at the moment, soon to probably be 4. We've only got 3 calves still. We should have had 4 times as many. I was expecting 11 this year, and they've split out quite substantially. A few of them are calving in December, and then some of the heifers I still don't think are in calf, so I'm gonna have to start thinking long and hard about the bull. We've sent our first steer off for the year. He comes back after being hung for 21 days. He comes back later in July, and we've got 2 more to send off. Both are looking really good. I've actually a bit of a junction with them because they're in good condition. They're not as large as I'd like them to be, but if I take them too long, they're going to start losing condition. So it is a gamble if I take them on, and I might just cut my losses. But at the same time, they are doing pretty well. Our herbal lay is growing. We have green grass in some places, surprisingly, because in the last month or so we have now had 2 heat waves in the middle of the second one. It's not as bad as the first one. We've got way more airflow than the first one. Keeping 800 chickens cool in the heat has been hard work. The cattle have been okay. They did get hot at one point, but we've got shade out in the field so they can hide. But the chickens have been our main challenge. Solved that to predominantly airflow, and Julian came to our rescue there with a drum fan, without which I think I would have definitely lost chickens, because that drum fan has been a saving grace, and they sit in front of it. The chicks that are in the house just sit in front of it and feel the air flow through their feathers. Mentioned there, we've got 800 chickens now, which is pretty phenomenal to think about. Getting ever closer to our goal of 1,000 laying hens. Less and less sure we're actually going to get to the full 1,000 laying hens. I think we'll probably settle around 600, but we'll see how we get on. Those are laying hens between L1 and L2. who have dropped off considerably. Problems, things like mites and worms, which I'm battling. The heat and the moisture at the moment makes red mite absolutely thrive. I'm more on top of it than I was last year, but I'm still behind. And the worms I'm just behind on. They should be really checked. I think it's every 6 to 8 weeks. And worm feed is so expensive, so I'm a bit behind there. We have 200 finishing, so they're probably about 15 weeks old. So if they were hybrid hens, they'll probably start starting laying soon. Because they're heritage, they're going to take another few weeks yet. The cockerels are still not quite the right size yet as well. So all in all, are just on the cusp of being useful. They are in our new house, L3, which is the house that Dad has been building over winter, and it's been working tremendously. We're still not quite as cool in there as I'd like. I think we're gonna have to put in some more ventilation solutions, but the fact that the goes along with it, move it really easily. It's all on the trailer now. Wonders. I will give you a full tour of that, and actually I'm hoping to get Dad to give you a full tour of that in the coming weeks. But that is really cool. We've got 260 10-week-old chicks who are now in B1, and they're the ones that are enjoying the fan today. We'll be joining the rest very shortly once I've taken the cockerels out of L3. And then in the stable at the moment we've got 140, 150 2-week-old, 3-week-old, 2-week-old chicks. There's a mixture of light Sussex in there and black copper Moran. So light Sussex got the weight on them. I'm going to explore trying to cross them with the black copper Moran to get larger birds who lay dark brown eggs, but we shall see. We've had 5 pigs join us as well. Our large white crosses, large white cross, middle white or saddleback, and they're doing really well. 3 really big ones, and there's a couple of small ones in there, but they're all boys, and they are doing really well. And as soon as they arrived, I completely remembered why I absolutely adore them. They are fantastic creatures. Apart from that, we finished the fencing mostly out in the field. Into Groundswell, which, if anyone's not familiar, is a regenerative agriculture festival. Runs at the beginning of July. And I must admit, the first day I was just so exhausted and didn't really get to appreciate it at all. It was also bittersweet for me for a couple of reasons. One, I planned to be there as more of a presence for Yosis, the software and the solution, and I just wasn't. And that I had come to terms with, and I went more as a farmer with that intention. And the second, that Stephen was hoping to join me. I'm going to share, a bit of a. He was hoping to join me and stay for a few days either side, but unfortunately he and Johannes have just got so much on with starting their farm over in Finland, feeling I'm all too familiar with myself. So it's a shame to miss him, but I'm pleased that he made that decision, because I think both he and Johannes were better off for it. Social media wise, I haven't really posted anything. This is the first post I've posted in a month probably. If we have a look at posts from the last month or so, they were reasonable. One of the chicks hatch went very well. I think actually I've recorded the last hatch, but I haven't done anything with the footage. It shows where my headspace has been at. I need to get that out. And incredibly, and like, this is the kind of rewards that I used to be able to see. £18 from that video, 65,000 views, which went pretty well. 13% watching the full video is just phenomenal, I would say. It's not like they were short videos. I think it was 3 minutes. Probably tells me somewhere if I'm concentrating. And 836 hours watched. But the others I put a bit of a snippet out from from the ground up video, which didn't land very well. And what I realised is the two followings are very divided. That side is very much more collecting eggs at the moment, whereas this side, I think, have better. You guys following here have a better understanding of more the holistic picture, and so I think I need to bring those side along with us, because I don't really want to just move into just creating content. It's not where I need to be. It's not where I want to be. And then I posted about the pigs, and then also when we had the pregnancy tests, and last month, 2 months ago. I couldn't tell you what our subscriber count is over here. I can't imagine it's changed, considering I haven't posted a single thing. Yeah, sure. Dashboard. yeah, so 1,089 plus 2 in the last 28 days. Hey, we're making moves. We're moving on up. I'm happy. Discord's been going really well. Let's pull up the Discord actually. If you're not in the Discord, I recommend it because it's a lot of fun in there. And we've also recently started a thread where we just sort of chuck photos of what we've been up to. And I try and do that fairly regularly, but as with everything else I've done, hasn't been quite as consistent as I'd like it. So yeah, in here, quite a few of us post semi-regularly. There hasn't been much in July yet, but sharing little wins and little moments. The purpose of this particular channel is just to appreciate what we've got. One of the reasons I do it is because running a project like I'm doing, it's very easy for me to forget that this is the dream of a past me, and it's hard work, and it's, you know, a lot of the time I'm just down in the dumps. But it's really important for me to just pause and realise what I'm up to and appreciate it. So that's why we've set up this channel. I fully recommend it. And then finally, for what we've been up to, we've got Yosis. Vibergs over in Finland is now live, and they have been live for just over a month, I would say. And they've got 1,400 birds all up in lay faster than they'd expected. And so it's been a bit of a whistle-stop tour. It was a pretty bumpy landing, I'm not going to lie. We had 4 orders in, and they progressively got worse in terms of how badly my system executed them. The first 2, I got the dates wrong, since the system set up the due date for the orders wrong. And then the 3rd, we duplicated a payment, bad, but then 4th, we managed to take a payment without it being reflected on the platform, which was by far the worst. I obviously fixed all those problems. Thankfully, Stephen, very understanding, but I was absolutely petrified throughout that I was going to lose their trust and faith. It was just another thing piling on to a mountain of stuff that those 2 are having to deal with right now. Sort of the emotional, physical stuff they're going through. So frustrating for both sides. And now we haven't really had an order since, which has been difficult and a bit confusing for us. And we haven't figured out quite why yet. So I'm just about to jump in to do some work to try and improve the flow and see if there's anything from the system point of view. Our sessions that we're seeing are from mobile. That has been difficult, but we're getting there, and the system's built, and now we've got to iterate on it. What I'm finding is I just have not got the time for it. I have not got the time to get across everything, hence why I've dropped all social media. It's just because it's the one thing I can now drop. The other 2, Yosis and the farm, I can't. A last chance hurrah, which is to get somebody in to come and help me do the farm for as many days a week as I can get them or I can afford them. And hopefully that alleviates me to go and get some work done on Yosis, on the social media, and start getting traction and momentum into where we need it. Because otherwise I'm in a dangerous position of not making enough progress on the Yosis stuff. If I was just starting a farm, I'd probably be quite happy with the progress we've made. We've got 800 chickens out there, the cattle are doing well, I've started bringing the hay in, and all in all, it's been going okay. In the grander scheme of things, and starting a farm is not why I'm here. I'm here to try and figure out how to build a sustainable food industry, regardless of whether that does contain cows and whether it's actually predominantly plant-based is irrelevant for me. It's more, how do we get the system built so that we can then exchange those ideas and, more importantly, products to build the infrastructure and ultimately battle the supermarkets. So I thought it might be worth me just sitting down and talking you through what the next couple of months looks like for me, and then we could just give you sort of a taste of what's on, really. This mural, and if anyone's not familiar with it, it's just like a whiteboard. This is where I jot down all of my Yosis stuff. Oh no, I've lost that post-it note. Where the hell did it go? No, for realsies. Where'd that go? Cool. Ah, wow, what a chance of that. And so what I thought we'd go through and talk through. So let's go through the pillars first. We've got farm, socials, Yosis. This is more going to be thematic than actual, like a to-do list. So we've got 606. So we've actually got 6. We actually got 900 chickens. Jesus. And what that looks like is processing 300 cockerels, which is going to be the most I've ever processed. I won't do it all at once. I will divvy it up and split it up, but that is going to be a lot of work. We got cattle continue grazing. We have got paddocks across the village. We haven't got nearly as much hay as we would of last year, and we didn't have enough hay last year either. So I've got to figure out how to extend the grazing period for as long as we possibly can, because hay is going to be few and far between as well over the winter. So it's a bit of a dire state, to be honest with you, but we're not feeding hay at the moment, apart from tidbits here and there, so that is good. I've got to build up, now this is on both the Oasis and the ship, but we've got to increase customer base. And what that looks like for me is like deliveries, farmers markets, the farm shop. And actually something that's very exciting, which I need to sort out, is vending machine, which I want to do outside the village hall, but I just need to get done. We need to build a new cattle barn, build another chicken house, potentially, so that'll be L4. We probably won't have 4 laying houses. L1 and L2 will probably roll into brooder houses, but we're going to match Dad's new chicken house in another form, because it's just way more effective and efficient for the land. Sell beef, sell pork. We've got a pregnancy test the cattle again, sort the bull if we need to, if he's infertile or we're just not seeing the the hatch rate, as I would say, of the chicken. That's the next lot of chickens. Bell hatching eggs / make an hatching eggs marketplace. Still using Yosis, very simple, just haven't done it yet. But then there's like automation stuff that I want to do. So automate house door closures, recycle egg boxes, automatic fox detection, which is probably not the top of my list, but automate all waters. Then on socials, and we'll probably come back to more things on the farm as I remember them. Hen sponsors, with the most patient hen sponsors on earth. Some of them have sponsored a hen for a year and haven't heard anything from me, which is terrible, but incredibly grateful for them. So I need to sort them out. Come collect eggs with me. How do I format it? What does it look like? How do I do it repeatedly without boring people, but also not without making it sustainable for myself? Seasons maybe. I want to build live streaming chuck robot, which I'm basically trying to, how do we get people to able to interact with the flock remotely. And then I want to start touring farms, learning / winning customers / educating. I want to start the debate. I don't think I'm going to do this one anytime soon. Diet, regen, organic, food poverty, grant, subsidies, income, tax, all these things I want to debate and talk about. Quite multiple people have asked me to start a podcast. I have no interest in starting a podcast, but there has been some good questions on like what we could do that on and like actually add to the discussion, but I'm still hesitant. But then we've got Yosis. So what we've built, we've got an e-commerce platform. We need to improve that, fine tune it for the VBEG farms, fine tune it / improve in general. Build the farm shop for local. So let's build my farm shop. And the barn. Now what the barn is, it sits alongside the engine. The engine is the e-commerce side. Be able to track and to maintain livestock, plants, etc. and manage the farm effectively. And that plugs into the engine. I've already started building that. I've already doing it for the chickens. I'm then going to do it for the cows, and then I'll go around and again speak to other farmers and learn what they need. I've got 2 people potentially looking at working with AQM, which is they're looking at some of their cattle data stuff. I don't actually know what that looks like really yet, but I'm going to go and speak to James over at AQM soon. Then the other is working with a local contract farmer, stock management, price / yield management. Again, a system tooling, but all of it will be distractions. And now something that has been sitting at the back of my mind, and is on my long-term roadmap, which I've actually recently bumped up, is something. It's actually building a game. Now, what this game serves to be is actually like a simulation of how do people actually interact with this sort of stuff? How does it evolve? If we make small markets, do people actually use them? Will they work? Do they improve prices and things? And so you can simulate that. You can simulate that with models, and you can simulate it with, just by generation. But actually, I thought one of the best ways to see how the human brain works in it all is to get people doing it. And that's where it originated from. But since then, it's then evolved, and I now think of it more as almost a co-pilot. I don't think of it as a co-pilot at all. Co-pilot's been bastardized by goddamn LLMs and agents. I think of it more as a community builder. And so what it's going to do is that I want to be able to replicate the farm we've got here digitally, and allow people to then take control of it and do what they want with it, and I'll run it alongside what we're doing, and then people can compare and contrast their progress. And I want to do it as almost like a knowledge bank, community driven, and so we will learn together, whether that's learn about soil health, market garden, sheep, whatever it is, and then add those entities into the game, and then allow people to build out their farms and explore that sort of stuff. Predominantly around soil health, yield, profit, biodiversity, food security, welfare, etc. And it's never going to be a game of make as much money off this farm as you can. But that whole that whole environment, I want then to open source and allow other producers, other farmers to be able to build their farms, and allow their followers and community to also do the same thing, but also to build a game where people can just play and run their business models, and it's going to be an accurate simulator that then has a game kind of built into it. And originally that has always been a distraction for me, but recently I've started to wonder if actually it's going to be the tool that allows me to drive, I actually link all three of these things together. Right now they are working relatively well, but farm and socials goes very well together, but the Yosis stuff is still a bit janky, and I'm just trying to figure out how to squeeze the two together. I'm also missing loads of other stuff on here. What else have I got to do? So bringing in the hay, hire, help, and I think that is our number one priority, and that's where I'm starting. I've got a meeting next week with somebody who could hopefully do it, even if it's just a couple of mornings, a couple of days a week. It would just take everything off of my plate, and also mum's, because mum is incredibly overworked. I want to trial chicken nuggets, see how they work, see if we can turn hens into chicken nuggets. More patches. I want to trial sustainable. I fucking hate the word sustainable, even though it's literally everything I'm trying to do. What's the word when you recover it? Repurposed. Merch, effectively, but reuse tees / jumpers, charity shops, etc. And see if we can create a merch using that and embroidery. And how do I do that? We also are going to be running, I don't even know where this one fits in, probably a bit on all three of them, a supper club with local food producers. I'm doing that in August, hopefully. August, September, I don't know. One of them. Fruit and veg. Got to track down fruit and veg. I don't need to produce it myself. Work with find local producers and merchants to build the shop. All right. So that just gives you a taste of what we're up to. So that was like 12 hours of footage that I'm going to filter down. But yeah, hopefully I've been able to get across what I'm trying to do and how sort of the breadth of the task and why I feel so flooded. But I had lots of people helping in all sorts of different ways, so thank you to each and every one of you. I am more optimistic than ever to get this done. At the same time, the state of the world means, I mean, I sometimes question whether I'm ever going to get to see the success of it. The world keeps moving. The moon will always rise. I'm going to try my best to make these weekly again. I can't promise anything, but I will try my best. I'm going to try my best to get back onto short form social media and actually do short form social media. I'm in two minds because every time I've posted anything that isn't come collected to me, I've had a bit of a backlash. That being said, I know if I put in some extra actual effort and time into these videos, I could build something. If you're still here, I appreciate you. Thank you. Look after yourself in this heat if it's hot where you are, and I'll see you on the next one.